Well, today we're talking money with our good friend Berna Joy. She joins us in the studio right now. Thanks for being here today.
Thank you so much for having me.
So many of us are looking to kickstart 2025. We're almost in the new year, debt-free. But that feels very daunting. It can feel like a big task. So how can we begin clearing out some of that debt?
Yes, so if you're feeling overwhelmed, that is okay. You are not alone. There are a lot of people who are dealing with credit card debt and student loan debt. So the first thing I would say is that we really need to start off with coming up with a plan. And I want to share some ideas on how we can kickstart in 2024 before we get to the new year.
Right, so let's get into that a little bit, because you say that we can actually declutter our home and get it ready for the new year, but also pay down our debt at the same time.
Yes, so I call it declutter for dollars.
Love.
And so I love a good alliteration, but declutter for dollars means that every time you start on a new day, you say, okay, what's today's date? So if today is December 12th, for example, then I'm gonna get rid of 12 items in my household so that you can just clean up and spruce up. But then I also challenge you to match those items with dollars. So pay $12 towards your debt on that day. And so every day, so $13 the next day, $14 the next day. And then if you do this for a whole month, you will get rid of $496.
That's incredible.
In 1 month.
And it might not feel like a lot in one of those days, like, okay, $12. But then at the end of the month, that's adding up to a lot that you're paying down. So the next thing you say is to take a 7-day spending break. That feels like a lot for me. I'm a shopaholic, but it can help.
Yes, and this is an ideal time to do it. I love doing this 7-day cleanse between Christmas and New Year's because let's be real, we all went to all the holiday parties. We probably have leftovers in our refrigerator, and it's cold outside, right?
Right.
So this is also the time where a lot of my clients and students like to reflect on what went well in their plans for their finances. And then during this week, I just ask you to think about, all right, let me just use up what I have in the house. Let me just focus on necessities. Instead of buying stuff, let's go return some stuff.
Right.
And then the 7 days will go by pretty fast, and then come the new year, you're just starting fresh.
That really is a good time, because you've spent enough money this holiday season, time to take a little bit of break. So you have a challenge. It's called the $1,000 credit card challenge. What is that?
Yes. So we talked about decluttering for dollars, and we talked about just taking a break. If you really want to ramp up before the new year, aim for $1,000, and it can seem overwhelming, but if you think about it, in a month, $1,000 is $250 a week, or it's just $33 a day. And if you think about $33 a day, then you can start being creative right now to say, can I return some stuff? Can I do a quick little errand for my neighbors and help them with their stuff at home? Can I pay off a little bit of debt every day? And so thinking about $1,000 may seem overwhelming, but if you break it down to $33 per day, that feels a little bit more tangible and reasonable.
So let's give ourselves a 30-day marker here of like, how can we really knock out a lot of credit card debt in just 30 days?
Yes. So $1,000 in that 30 days, when I say, it's $33, a lot of people say, well, where am I going to even find $33? And one of the things that I think is really important for you to look at in combining with the other things that I said is like, okay, I spent all this money on stuff, now I decluttered it.
Right.
So I don't need to rebuy those things.
Right. You don't want to put all those things right back in.
No. And then with the 7-day cleanse, this is a great time for you to look in your pantries and see what things that you can just use up versus buying again. And so when we talk about the 30 days, if you combine all of these 3 things, then you're really like kickstarting your new year. But if that's too much, just pick one of those things.
And people can also get your book, and that can really help them kind of get in the swing of things when they're looking to pay off their debt.
Yes, I'm so excited. I'm here in Charlotte, but a lot of people didn't realize that I live here.
Right.
But I do a lot of national work on financial education. It's Crush Your Money Goals. It's 25 smart money habits to help you pay down debt, save, and invest for financial freedom. And it's available everywhere. And we also have the audiobook coming out.
Oh, an audiobook too. Look at you. You got everything that we need, so people can order it online. They can get that audiobook anywhere that you get audiobooks?
Yes, Amazon, Audible, and then you can also check out crushyourmoneygoals.com. We are hosting some free workshops, so if you're here locally in Charlotte, I would love to meet you, and we're gonna share some tips in real, like person to person.
Yes, in person. Thank you so much for sharing these great tips. I'm sure it's gonna help a lot of people.
Thank you so much.